It doesn't work, it's stuck. It's like a 240, it's just barely alive.
Right on. What is up, YouTube? My name is Collin. I am a automotive broadcast journalist. Overall, I'm a car enthusiast, and I'm from Missouri. And when most people think about Missouri, they think of a bunch of cows and a bunch of trees in between KC and St. Louis. But what they really don't understand is, just like most places out there and most of the YouTubers you watch, we also have a pretty rich car culture. From drifting to drag racing to resto mods, whatever you can think of, we've got it. And down here in southern Missouri, I would just want to show you guys some of our car culture down here. Today's episode, we're going to be going to the infamous 240 house. And if you don't know what a 240 is, you're about to find out. Me, I tend to focus a little bit more on tuner cars. That's kind of where my interests lie. Let me tell you a little something about 240s, okay? 240s are both the greatest thing in the world and the worst thing in the world. In this video, you hear me talk a little bit of smack about 240s, and really I want to say that it's all in love, because 240s help me get into cars. 240s are like being in a relationship with someone that you love. They're perfect. You know, you have so much fun with them. You connect. They're good looking. But every once in a while, they decide that they don't love you. And then they come back. So 240 is a Nissan. It's a Nissan 240 SX. And they created technically three, but two overall body styles. The S14 and the S13. Matt has both, which is kind of cool. And they came with a bunch of different engines. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but they came with a bunch of different engines, a few different body styles, and I would argue that they're the greatest drift car of all time. You could do whatever you want with these cars. You could drift them, you could track them, you could drag race them if you really wanted to. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that. We're going to head on over to Matt's house and get this video started. Let's go. I'm going to hop in the old Chevy T-Roc. Some rip. She's got a 217 on the dash, but she still runs like a top. An absolute unit, if you will. So you're about to see why this place is dubbed the 240 house. We'll call Matt and tell him to come out here. I'm not trying to wait out here in the cold. Alright, so as you can see, that S13 hatch right there. That's his roommate's MR2. Alright everyone, this is Matt. Say hi, Matt.
Hi. It's a fancy thingamajig.
Yeah, it's a new gimbal.
It's big.
This is
my dirty house.
This is Casa de Matt, and for those of you who don't know Japanese, that means Matt's house.
Excuse me.
Don't
look over there.
I won't look over there. But anyway, Matt is a self-dubbed hoarder of Nissan 240 SX cars and a drift connoisseur. He, as he would like to call himself, as you can see, the pretty sweet drifting clock that he's got. I've never seen that before.
It doesn't work. It's stuck. It's like a 240. It's just barely alive.
Right on.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell us about yourself, Matt.
I like long walks on the beach and going sideways with friends.
All right.
Tinder bio. Well, welcome to my disgusting garage.
So this is the car you're currently building, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a SR20 out of an S14.
S14 ASR. Twisted Motion 2871 turbo.
Cool.
Just on this tuned. It's got Z32 piston swab, so it's bored out a little bit. Fully balanced bottom end, but head's still stock. It's got BTC, so I have Nissan VTEC, which is kind of dope. And yeah, I just got it running the other day, and I'm just kind of wrapping it up and trying to drive it this weekend. So
Got it. So this is an S13 coupe that he bought off of a friend that had been
hoarding it away for way too long.
Yeah.
Do a 350 with a carb.
Okay. Watch your mouth.
Hey,
Um,
I'm passionate about anti-350.
so as you can see, a lot of this is Matt, but some of this also isn't Matt. His roommate Zach works at a shop that works on older Nissans, and so a lot of these are his parts. You can see we've got some pretty much completed engines, a cherry picker.
I'll give you the rundown.
Yeah, just kind of go over some of this stuff.
All right. So let me just move some of the shit. This is my non-VVTi 1J. It came out of I believe it was a JZX 90, but don't quote me on that. But this actually was in one of Nocturnal Motorworks Coyote. It's basically a drift cart designed off of a S13 chassis.
If you haven't seen that, I'll put a picture up.
Yeah, and
It's pretty rad.
they kind of went viral with it a couple of years ago. They got featured on like Hoonigan and 1320 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But they made two. One's a S13 SR, the other one is a non-VVTi 1J. Their 1J spun a rod bearing, so they put another one in it, and then I picked this up for dirt cheap, and I just need to put bearings in it and then hopefully throw it in one of my cars. But everything's fine. I have a new pickup for it and everything, but it's just kind of a long-term project, so I haven't fucked with it.
And for those of you who don't know, this is kind of known, a 1J is kind of known as like the most, or at least one of the most bulletproof drift engines that you can get. People just can't seem to really kill them unless you're like really neglecting them.
They're heavy, but it's a cast iron block, and it's designed by Yamaha.
Yeah,
So
and they
it
sound cool.
shreds.
They make good power, and they're pretty bulletproof. So
And this with just a
for those of
single turbo will make like 450, not even trying.
which is
93.
ridiculous because these cars were so undertuned.
Yeah. And then I got another engine hiding back here. That's my built KA that I was gonna have in my S14, which I'll probably show you here in a second. But had the motor built, Arius pistons, 8.8 to 1 compression, Carrillo H beams, like 1,000 horsepower rated pistons. It was supposed to be like the bulletproof KA, and had a guy put it together just because I wasn't on that level of building stuff yet. And
But he did.
messed up the
But he
head.
did build all of this himself. I'm very proud.
I
of
did not
Matt.
do the Z32 piston swap.
Not the piston swap, but pretty much everything else in here that you see. This
The
is
whole swap.
This is kind of Matt's first full complete engine swap that he's done himself. So, enough of this boring stuff, all the tech stuff. Let's go out and see some of the cars that run/don't run, or kind of run, and show everybody what it means to be a hoarder of 240s. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're going outside right now to check out some of his and his roommate's cars. I forgot to mention his other roommate. So he's got two roommates. His other roommate has a super clean S13 Hikus car that he daily drives. He really hasn't done anything to it.
He's at work right now, though. So
He's at work, so he probably won't roll up here. But they've got another one too. So
We'll start out with the most exciting car,
what is this?
my 07 CRV. That is
Why do you have
the
this?
workhorse of everything I do. It can't tow, but I could haul way too many engines. In
How
the
many
back.
engines and transmissions have you hauled in
me
this
and
thing?
Riley did the math yesterday.
Okay.
6.
6
And I had a-
full engines and transmissions in the back of this.
And that 1J on the stand I had in the back of this car for a year.
So this car has been mid-engine 6 times.
Yep.
Okay.
It's had a lot of different swaps. It's kind of a jack of all trades, really.
All right, so
She's a reliable K24, 120K. It's mint.
cool. So this over here is your S14 slash forever car, correct?
Unfortunately.
Okay, and what is the current state of this fine piece of machinery?
it's just one of those cars that I just like too much, and everybody says I should sell it, but I don't want to.
And why not?
I like it too much.
Okay.
Even though it sucks.
Okay.
But,
so, what is in this car right now? Is there an engine in this car right now?
Yeah, it's still the KAT car that you know, but.
So for any of you people wanting to build one of these cars, take it from Matt. Don't push 25.
No, 25 pounds on a stock K isn't the problem. It's 30. 25 is reliable when you have the right fuel in.
All right,
And
30. Don't push 30 pounds of boost through stock internals KA, because it'll end up sitting for 2 years.
Well,
so you heard it from the guy.
In my defense, I got it running a year ago with a new motor, but I've had wiring problems ever since, which are unrelated to the car blowing up.
And so it sounds like a tractor kind of. Can we see what's inside this boy?
Yep, if I had the keys with me, I'll go grab them real quick.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But anyway, yeah, you can see some sweet intercooler piping there with the dope blow-off valve, purple blow-off valve, because Matt likes purple because he's got good taste in colors. This was originally a Zenki car, which are the kind of the rounder headlights, and it used to be all one color, and until he did a kooky front end swap. The bumper, he has it. It's just not on the car right now, correct?
Well, I wanted to keep it Zenki for a minute, and because Zenki's just as dope as kooky, and if you disagree, then you just don't understand. But
Okay.
I up a fender on my like all one color front end really bad, and I was just really mad, and I already had a hood and fenders for it, so I was like, might as well just go for it, and so now it is what it is now.
Okay, so car running counter. This one doesn't run. This one.
When it wants to.
This one doesn't run either, correct?
No.
This is his roommate's car.
The wing's taken off.
It looks kind of rough, but it's actually super clean. He's got wide body kit all over it, a bunch of sweet aero. That he did have a big wing on it, and actually, if I can slide through here, it actually is all functional because. So this is drift car, and then this is what we like to call twisty boy car. So obviously you can see it's not slammed, and it's on some lightweight wheels, some really good grippy tires, and
275s all the way around.
Yeah, so some big meaty fatty boys, and he's got like a strut brace back there. It's all like track oriented, like back road having fun kind of cars. And what is in this car?
This is a built KA with a big old single
Okay.
precision turbo. It's, if I remember right, it's Eagle pistons and Wiseco rods. Head is stock cams, but it's got aftermarket valve springs, retainers, and all that because he plans on putting like 264s in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll be a fully built motor, but he was tuning it, let's say 6 months ago or so, and so I don't remember where he bought the headsets from, but they shipped him the wrong ones, and the head lifted. So he's getting the head ported and polished right now.
And how much power did this make before he?
It's never on the dyno, but butt dyno is probably about the same as my car,
Which
probably
is
like 350 to 380.
So these both made around 350.
Yeah.
Probably pretty
they're,
equal
they're
torque.
on this about the same amount of boost too, but this is still built. It's 9 to 1 or this is 10.5 to 1 compression though.
So you were both running 30 pounds of boost in these cars.
No.
25
I
pounds.
ran 30 pounds of boost on the S14 on accident. I had a boost controller problem and it sent it to 30 psi.
And you were drifting, and
It caught
I think
fire.
there's a video somewhere. I'll try to find it of his car bursting into flames.
Yeah, Steve did it. Steve recorded it.
Yeah, I'll try to get that from Steve-O. So these two 240s don't run, correct? So these are two that don't run. What about this hatch down here? So it's kind of a community. I would say I didn't really know much about these cars before I met Matt, and I didn't know there was such a big culture for them. And down here in Southwest Missouri, it really isn't. So I would say you guys, the three of you, probably own
50% of the 240s.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, the most 240s probably out of anybody in southern Missouri, here where we are. So,
And this is the neglected Nugget.
so this car, I mean, on camera, it looks a lot better than it actually is. But if you saw the state of this car before like the body kit that is the fiberglass body kit that's destroyed, you would understand how big of a piece of shit this car really is.
Give it a break, damn.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. It's cool. I mean, it's got like over fenders on it.
They're molded.
Molded over fenders on it.
The front.
This would be a great first car for someone trying to get into like drifting, probably, because it's so cheap, and they got this car for like next to nothing.
We got it for free. Zach got another car for free.
So they did get it for nothing. So it's got some cool wheels on it. It's
They're 3-piece. These are actual Veilside wheels. We can't find out which ones they actually are, but they are marked Veilside, and they're actual 3-piece.
And who owns this car?
Zach.
Okay, so Zach has two 240s, and this one runs, correct?
It does, but it burns about a gallon of oil every time you drive it, so Zach's probably going to end up pulling the motor apart and doing rings on it, but...
Okay, so this one sort of runs.
Yeah.
We'll say this one runs. We'll give it to this one. And the one in the garage runs too, correct?
Yeah, it just
I'm going to have Matt try to start that up. And actually, right now, I'm going to put in some... Actually, after this, I'll put in some footage of Matt working on his car, kind of buttoning everything up, because that was filmed right before he started it for the first time. And he cried. So...
I did cry.
So this car has seen better days.
But it was a free 240 and we couldn't say no.
And I'm going to say probably at one point it was a drift missile.
No, it sat in this dude's garage for 2 years, and then he was like, yeah, my grandma's moving. Come get it. And we got a bunch of shit with it too. Like shop lighting.
Cool. So it is currently 48 degrees here in Missouri, which is actually considered kind of nice compared to how it usually is in the winter. How we determine whether it's nice or not here in Missouri for the most part is if you can see the sun. So in Missouri, during the wintertime, you very rarely see the sun, which is kind of sad.
And you get all the seasons in a week.
Yeah.
Or less.
All the seasons, yeah, in a week. So it could be
like
65 one day and then 21 degrees and snowing the next day.
A couple of weeks ago, it snowed on Monday all through Tuesday, and then it warmed up to like this temperature, and then Friday through Sunday it was 70 degrees and I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts.
So
and then it snowed again the next week.
Yeah, so we're gonna go inside because it's been okay out here, but we're kind of cold. So we're gonna go in his heated garage and we're gonna see if we can get his SR20 car to start. Last time you saw Matt, he was over here grinding out some holes and putting like some, what would you call this? Like some guards, some tubbing. What would you call those? You put around the inlets for the.
Protect the intercooler piping so it doesn't grind a hole in it over time and vibration and whatnot. Because steel on aluminum is super abrasive.
He did that, and then over here he replaced like the coolant hosing and buttoned up some other wiring stuff, I'm pretty sure, and put fluids in the car, which I wasn't here to get because I had to go because he had class.
You guys should know how fluids go into cars.
Yeah, so
What am I looking for?
is this thing gonna start first try?
Probably not.
Okay, that's not very confident.
All the batteries like really did.
Okay, so this is for all the marbles, okay? So 2 of the cars don't run. One of the cars
I have a video of this car running.
sort of runs. So if you can get this car running, we're gonna say that he's 2 and 2. So half of his 240s are running, which means actually 3 because Damien's car runs like a champ. Okay, so that car's not touched or anything. It's just stock KA on stock internals. It eats injectors, but it never, like, he drives it every single day without a problem for the most part.
That's what happens when you buy a 240 for $3,500 with 76,000 original miles.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, battery's toast.
it wants to turn over. I could hear the starters moving, or the starter, I can hear it turning over. Battery's toast. So
Yeah.
is this car not going to start, Matt?
Let me see if I can have another battery that has power in it.
If not, I'm going to put in some footage right now of Matt's car. We're gonna say that 2.5 240s run out of their what is
it
that?
Does. I just need to
five
find a
five
battery.
cars. You guys probably where I'm gonna end it. Hopefully you got some footage of it running. It does run.
It does
Maybe
run.
learned a thing or two about 240s. Thanks, Matt, for showing us, some stuff.
My
You'll
money
see.
pits.
You'll see a lot more of Matt because we hang out all the time and we're always doing stuff. He's one of the guys that actually introduced me to the painful world of Japanese box cars. So you'll see a lot more of him. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next time. Deuces.